So I was right. Walmarts around the world are starting to clear meat and dairy off their shelves, and I'm curious.
Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about something strange which is going on at Walmart. More and more people are walking into their local stores only to be greeted by row of empty shelves. So I'll put the stitches together so that you watch. I'll be back to share my true sense.
So I was right. Walmarts around the world are starting to clear meat and dairy off their shelves, and I'm curious as to why they're starting to do this. Now, they're not doing it every state, don't get me wrong, but I've seen multiple people on TikTok talk about how they go to the store to get their ground beef and they don't have it, or they go to the store to get their milk and eggs and they're all cleared out. Now, granted, people say it's because states are having snowstorms, but some people are saying that their state doesn't even have snow. This lady talked about how she went to get ground beef and they were taking it to the back, and she asked the manager why, because it was the manager taking it back, and he said, I don't know. And so she went into another Walmart and she went to go get her milk and eggs, and they were taking it to the back, or it just wasn't there at all. So she asked to speak to a manager, and she asked why, because she had the experience with me at the other store, and the manager said they had a meeting that morning and they were told to clear it off the shelves without explanation at all. So it's still a mystery. Still trying to figure it out. Is your Walmart still selling it?
This is crazy. When there are no eggs left at Walmart, the shelves are bare, but you can get happy eggs.
Have you all seen that video about Walmart? They're like emptying shelves. If you haven't seen it, and you don't know what I'm talking about, go in the search engine bar and type in Walmart empty shelves. They're emptying out produce and meats. I don't know which Walmart it was, but why? Why are they doing that? And I guess the people ask the manager, and the managers have no answers. They're not letting anyone know. Like, what's going on? Are we running out of food? Are they trying to keep our food? Or did they accidentally give us, you know, you know, I can't say it on here because I don't know if I'll get banned for it, but yeah, I just want to know what's going on. So go check it out if you don't know what I'm talking about, and maybe you'll understand more. It's weird to me.
It's really crazy to me that people aren't freaking out about the fact that basically all American stores are going to be empty in like 5 or 6 weeks, just because our president's tariffs essentially doubles anything that's not from America in price, meaning that any sensible business owner could not buy any foreign good to sell anymore, right? So what does that mean? That means that the stores are just going to be empty. Okay, people are panic buying stuff because they know this is coming, and they're not going to have anything to replace it. All we have is our American companies, and American companies just do not cover the full range of stuff that America buys. Okay, and given the fact that the president is actively bullying companies for informing their customers about why things are going to be more expensive, everything's just going to be empty and no one's going to understand why. So I'm telling you now, and I'm also telling you, if you have any kind of savings whatsoever, don't save up for the vacation, save up for like toilet paper, canned foods, and things like that, because America's going to have nothing pretty soon.
Guys, there really are going to be empty shelves and goods we cannot get within the next couple of weeks, and it's only going to get worse over the coming months. Here's the deal. The last ships from China are arriving in the coming days. They're not going to be sending anymore. They're not. And other countries have already said, hey, we're not going to send medical supplies. So now we're looking at potentially hospitals going back to COVID-era protocols of postponing or no elective procedures at all because they need to prioritize medications and equipment for the most critically ill patients.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if we don't have food on these shelves in 2 weeks, it's not gonna be good. Crime rate is going to go to an all-time high. It is going to be horrible. If people have to travel hours and hours and hours to go find a location that has food on the shelves, they're going to be pissed. Listen, the YNs are going to come out of the woodworks. And they're going to be coming, and it's going to be horrible. Everybody, not just them, everybody. Okay? Because if I don't have no food to feed my children, and I'm speaking of just any person, Okay? If I don't have food to feed my children, I'm going to figure out how to get it. Okay? And I'm going to get it and I'm going to get it good. Okay? So this is not going to be good. People in my videos are like, well, I'm just going to steal. If the groceries and all this stuff go up, ain't no food on it, whatever it is, if I need it, I'm going to steal it. And I don't agree with nothing, but at this point, I'm just kind of like,
empty shelves 2025. That's what a lot of people are concerned about. And they should be, just because of the fact that when you have 18% or so coming from China as far as your products go, and then you basically screech those incoming products to a halt, especially like essential medical supplies or, I don't know, raw materials that make our technologies and so forth. Yeah, there's a concern about, a lot of things not being there when you need to buy them. So that's why a lot of people are concerned about this. But I want to make sure you guys understand, Democrats specifically, Republicans either don't know or refuse to know what is actually going on with this. They're being fed nothing but content that agrees with them and tells them that everything is fine. If Trump says something that is not in agreement with their pre-existing notion of who Trump is, they're not going to hear it. And so when Trump says, make America great again, that's all they think. But when Trump more recently says, America's going to be okay, as in we're making America okay now, we've lowered the bar, they're not hearing that either. They don't connect the dots between J.D. Vance and the Pope. They don't connect the dots between overwhelming stock plummets and the current presidency. They make justifications for all these things. And this is where you're gonna totally stop watching me. Democrats do much of the same thing, where you guys only hear the things that agree with your pre-existing narrative. And this is one of the biggest foundational issues with America and the world and human species in general, is that everybody seems to just want to hear things that agree with them. And you guys, most of you, won't actually tune into the conservative side of TikTok and see that these people are in the same bubble you are. When they approach you and they say, the Democrats are destroying America, you guys act totally blindsided. Like, what are you talking about? Well, it's because they're part of the same endless reel of propaganda that you are, only on the opposite side. That's why there's no reasonable extreme Democrat or extreme Republican. There's no reasonable extreme at all. If you guys are in the middle, you can see both sides and understand that, yes, there's going to be hardship again. Yes, it's pretty much Trump's fault, because you can connect the basic dots. But you also need to understand that the people who are majority voting for Trump, they're never going to regret their decision. And the people who are majority against Trump, they're never not going to be against Trump. If you can at least agree on that, maybe you can make some progress for once. But yeah, be very worried about the future, because Trump himself has been backing out of tariffs and admitting that there's been mistakes that have been made, and realizing that his strategy isn't going to work, like trying to fight China. China's not going to back down, man. And when he admits it and he starts to realize that he's screwing up, we're...
Last night, I posted a video about empty shelves on Walmart, and that video has now hit almost 9,000 views. I've got an insane amount of comments on there, so I just wanted to come and talk for a little bit. Either way, we know prices are going to increase with the tariffs most likely, and we also know there could be a possible shortage. I'm not real big on that idea, but obviously food prices are going to increase and continue to increase over time. So my question for you is, what are you doing to prepare for that? Are you preparing for there to be a shortage? Are you not doing anything? What are you doing? For us, we plant a garden every year, so we actually went this morning and bought plants for that. We have strawberry plants, raspberry bushes, blueberry bushes, so we do have a lot of things here to help with costs. What do you do to help with food costs, or to prepare for the tariffs to take effect and possibly affect food costs and shortages? So again, leave it in the comments. The Walmart shelves empty, that video really took off, so I'm hoping this one will too, as kind of a what are we all doing as Americans?
So that's a video, guys. I'm just here also to share my two cents, like what I think about today's video. Okay, so the entire shelves, as we can see in Walmart, they're empty. So there is no bread, no cakes, drinks, and also no goods, no basic household items. It's a scene that feels like a deja vu, almost like the early days of the pandemic, but this time there's no emergency announcement, no government lockdown, just silence and confusion. So what's really happening here? So let me just show you. Many are starting to suspect that this is not just a supply issue. Some employers have quietly hinted that shipments are being delayed or in some cases not arriving at home. Others say corporate is tightening individually, prioritizing only high profit items or limiting real stock. The result shelves that stay bare for days, sometimes weeks. Shoppers who used to trust Walmart for its consistency are now turning to other stores or shopping online. And let's not forget, this is affecting lower income families the most. When Walmart is not stocked, the people who rely on it every day are the ones paying the price. So there is also a talk about safety, organized retail is reportedly becoming a huge issue. Some Walmarts are now locking up everyday items or removing them entirely, supposed because it's not worth the risk. Others suggest that the company might be preparing for a shutdown underperforming locations altogether. We have already seen multiple store and in certain neighborhood many fear that it's just the beginning. Communities that depended on those stores are now left without affordable options, fueling frustrations and panicking every time. Meanwhile, online voices are growing louder. Social media is full of videos showing empty shelves and confused customers. Some are even accusing Walmart of manipulating scarcity. Perhaps to cut off an niche more people into using their online services. Whether that's true or not, the public perceptions is shifting. People are starting to question the future of retail grant like Walmart. If they can't keep shelf stock, what does that say about the state of the economy or even the country at itself? This is not just about shopping anymore. It's about trust, reliability, and access. When a company has Walmart start breaking down, it sends ripples through the entire system. Families are stressed, workers are demoralized, and neighborhoods are left in like this. It feels like a slow unveiling, yet no one on the top is really explaining what's going on. No press conference, no real updates, just careful, wounded statement and vague promises. For a lot of customers, that's just not good enough. So let's be honest, if Walmart can't keep it together, who can? This is supposed to be the go-to place for affordable goods and everyday essentials. If their shelves are empty, it's sending a bigger message about where we are headed. Maybe it's time we stop asking when things will go back to normal and start asking why things were allowed to get this bad in the first place. Okay, so let me just because most of these videos which I've seen on TikTok, people are talking about tariffs, people are talking about different things, like they're just sharing their own opinions. Like, why is this happening? Because this is a big supermarket which everyone, like a lot of people, they're going to shop there. Now, if the shelves are empty, what are people going to do? What are people going um to buy, which is places which are affordable because already people are relying on the paycheck to paycheck. Okay, they're making their own budget according to what they know that they're going to get those things, and it's not easy at all because people um now they're going to have problems. Their grocery they're going to be going up and all that. And it's not everyone who can just actually afford these things. All right, so we actually at this point, some people are saying they are empty, others are saying they are not empty. People are still debating, like we don't know the real thing, but they're just seeing like a lot of videos on TikTok saying no, these stores are empty and all that. So if they're really empty, then the economy at this point is very bad because people rely on these stores. And it's so easy, like, and to cope up some people because they have no money at all. They have little money, and the same little money, they need to make proper budgets, and they know which store they're going to. That's a thing. Okay, so I think I don't know where now it's heading because we are we can't even, I don't know what to tell you. Because if this store is empty, then what's next? Because people say they even ask the workers why are the store empty and all that, people are very concerned. And let's continue talking even on all the social media platforms, so that maybe things should get better, though some people say things will never get better. The American dream was just a lie. People are just losing now hope. People have lost it. Some are even homeless at this point. They don't even have where to stay. Some are even failing to buy the groceries. Groceries are very expensive at this point. So yeah, so guys, that's a video for today. I don't know what you think about today's video. Leave your comment. What do you think about these empty shelves in Walmart? Are you getting afraid? Because a lot of people are getting afraid and they're forced like to stock up a lot of stuff. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.